You know, there are many organizations that do great work in this country, but there are very few organizations that you can say literally changed America.
The NAACP Legal Defense and Educational Fund, LDF, is the country's first and foremost civil and human rights law firm. LDF has a tradition of expert legal advocacy before the United States Supreme Court and other courts across the nation. Now is a crucial moment in American civil rights.
People begin to look to us to say, what shall we do? What are you doing? What is the plan for the future? We have to push that pendulum forward and bring this country to where it should be in 2013, in the 21st century.
The day the Supreme Court struck the heart of the Voting Rights Act in June 2013, the Texas Attorney General declared that their new voter ID law would take effect immediately.
Like so many across the country, I'm disappointed in the Supreme Court's decision.
We've won the right to vote a long, long, long time ago.
Keep the road to democracy open for all of us.
Voter ID, photo ID, without question, is voter suppression.
The American South long ago laid down the burden of racial disfranchisement and has integrated African Americans and minorities fully into its public life.
What Congress did in 2006 was it looked at the current states that were under the provisions of Section 5, and it looked at voting discrimination in those states to determine whether they should still be covered. And what it found, to its surprise, was that there was an overwhelming evidence of voting discrimination continuing in those covered jurisdictions.
These jurisdictions are places where voting discrimination historically has been most intense, most entrenched, and over time has been most persistent and adaptive.
Almost immediately, we heard the officials saying, you know, the reins have been loosened, and now we can do whatever we want.
If it hurts a bunch of college kids that's too lazy to get up off their bohunkus and go get a photo ID, so be it. If it hurts a bunch of lazy blacks that wants the government to give them everything, so be it.
The core provisions to the protections of our voting rights, like Section 5, are now falling.
My state ID that I had expired in 2006. When I went to have it renewed, the words they said to me at motor vehicle was, "You cannot prove that you were even born in the United States." They said you could even be a terrorist. It's important because anytime you take the right away for me to vote, that takes my freedom. And if I don't have no freedom, that makes me a slave.
The day of the Supreme Court decision broke my heart. It is a duty and the responsibility of Congress to restore the life and soul of the Voting Rights Act. And we must do it, and we must do it now.
The LDF is really important today because they are on the front lines. They are bringing their experience and their tradition to these important cases, these landmark cases.
There are forces in America, in many parts of our country, that want to take us back, want to make it harder and more difficult for people to participate in the democratic process. LDF will be there, and that's why we need LDF today more than ever before.
There are at least 3 principles and values that have made America great: freedom, democracy, and opportunity. I want to say thank you to LDF for making sure that the principles enshrined in our Constitution mean something not only on paper and in writing, but also in the everyday lives of Americans.
LDF continues to work at the forefront of these issues, protecting and preserving our democracy, protecting the principles that we all believe in, helping America be the America that we all want it to be, and being a place that people can go to when they believe that America has not lived up to its ideal. They need a place to call.